What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Blackprint. I am so happy that you guys are here with us today. I have been planning this probably for about 3 weeks, and it's something that I have been wanting to do for quite some time. So, if you are just popping in, if you did not know what was happening, because I know some of you have the notifications on, so you just know when we go live. If you did not know what was going on today, we are having this amazing roundtable discussion today. So what I wanted to do to really kick off this series is pull together a few of people who I think are some of the top content creators, some of the top journalists and media personalities in this business. I don't believe that we do this enough. It's an opportunity for us to really come together, kind of share things that we do, share how 2024 has gone for us, and really kind of dive into how we plan on kicking off the new year, successes, failures, and a few other things in there. We are going to keep it to an hour. I know that I usually struggle with that, and a lot of my podcasts go about 2 hours, but we are going to keep this down to an hour because everybody's got a lot of things going on. But before I really get into, well, actually, yeah, let's start with the introductions. So I will kick this off with myself, obviously. I am James. I run UG Digital Media and Publishing. So obviously we have the magazine, which started more than a decade ago. But we also have Podcasting Network. We have a newly started radio station. And we have a PR firm that I am still nurturing, still building, but I do a few things and I do represent a couple people. So that is who I am. And I will kick it over to Miss Confident Miss Bling, up at the top.
Confident Miss Bling, yes. Get it right. You always put my name, but you give me like 55 names in one, and then it'll be.
I really do.
Confident, Bling Radio, blah blah blah. But yeah, hey y'all, it's me, your girl, Confident Miss Bling, CEO of the Bling Radio Show, reality star, Family by the Ton, TLC, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But here I am, and I thank you, James, for having me here on this platform with these amazing people that's here with us today. Finkley and Journalist Shay. What's up, y'all? I'm ready to get into it. So I'm gonna let you get them introduced, and then we can go on and get into this.
So tell us who you are, Miss Journalist Shay.
I'm Journalist Shay, a little loco nobody, so no. No, I be playing. Y'all understand me and James is funny. Okay, no, I'm Journalist Shay. Everybody who don't know me, I do a lot of media network. I am an asset to a bunch of media companies. That's my favorite thing to do. I do a lot of article writing. I do content creating. I'm also a paralegal at a law firm as well. And I went back to school for it. So I'm a college student as well as that. So I'm just everywhere, all over the world. So I'm a journalist, a paralegal, a student. I still do modeling as well. I still do a bunch of, I got my own show on Ego News that's about to start filming this upcoming month as well. I got to navigate that in my schedule. I just won Journalist of the Year from them. Yay, go Shay. That's pretty much it. I'm all over the place with this, y'all. I don't even know what to say when somebody asks me who I am, because I don't know. It depends on the day.
Now let's pass it over to the king down here.
Oh my, where do I start? But I feel that's what we all have in common, because we do so much, and it's kind of, how do you narrow it down, right? But I try my best. All right. So Grammy nominee, artist. I am the host of the Michael Finkley Show, award-winning via the CTR Media Network. I'm an educator as well. I'm back in school myself. I should be finished this coming spring. And I guess we go into the common aspects. I am an uncle. I'm a son. I'm a friend. I'm most importantly servant of the Most High God, who leads all this, because without him, none of this would be possible. So yeah, I guess it's kind of me in a nutshell. But you're gonna learn more about all of us, right? As the show goes
Right.
on, I promise.
Absolutely. I think, like I said before, I think this is an amazing opportunity because we all do so much in this industry, and I think that there's so many ways that we all can help each other. I think one of the biggest things, that we all have in common, and I think you may have touched on it just a little bit, Michael, is just that we all do so much. Like, how do you narrow down all of the things that we do? We're all doing so much, and that's really a big change in the industry. If you really look back 5 years, 10 years, maybe 20 years ago, like a lot of people, whether they were personalities or whether they had a company or had a platform, they were only maybe necessarily doing one thing. They weren't, doing as many things as we're doing. But then you look at your Sherry Shepherds, who has, two funny mamas, and she's got the talk show that she's doing every day, and she's doing 2 and 3 shows a day, and she's still acting. And like a lot of people are really getting into more things. Like, I think I want to start off by asking what really inspired each of you to kind of dip your hands in so many different pots. Obviously, all related to media, but we all do something. What made you kind of start tapping into, different things? And I'll start with Confident Miss Bling.
You just have to start with me. Well, I've always had a love for media. Growing up, I have a lot of people who was around me who's musically inclined. I just knew once I got older that, I knew that I needed to be on the other side of the radio, which was why I ended up going to broadcasting school. And growing up in Chicago, we all needed an outlet, and my outlet was that. Just always, being into something that was around entertainment, and everything that I loved, it all came back to entertainment and media. And so this was just something that I knew that was gonna keep me grounded. Like, and when I got into it, because it's so many ways that this can go. But once I got into it and I see, like, you have to be really passionate about being in entertainment and media. When I was in school, a lot of people was there for, ego, for people to stroke their egos, and they were there just to be around the celebrities or just to meet people. They weren't genuine about it, because honestly, out of 30 people that was in the class, because it was a small school, I'm probably the only one that's still doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 17 years in, and it's been quite a journey. I've done a whole lot. Something that I just know this was meant for me, and nothing else. I mean, I'm doing insurance and stuff now too, but this always, as much as I try to walk away from it, it always called me back. And just managing the different things. I think, like, when one of the things wasn't working, I would try something else. There's so many ways that it can go in media, so many different things. Like you said, the publicity and marketing and advertising, so many different things you can do besides just being a host. And I'm a one woman band. I pretty much was doing it and still doing it all because I know how I want it to go, but I'm also like opening up to have other people work with me and, training them to, do what I need them to do for the brand if they're gonna be working. But I love working by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah. Survival mode does it too, y'all. I don't know if y'all can relate. But just being in the survival mode and just creating something to come out of that is how sometimes I can say I feel like I got into so many different realms of media.
Okay, I'll send it down to Shay before we get to Mike.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Did I? Okay. Ooh, gotta get you taught me about the StreamYard stuff. I gotta get, Okay, so I think my answer would be the reason I did get, and this is crazy, I never dreamed of becoming in media whatsoever. Like, you know, some people dream of doing this job. Like, oh, this always been a dream of mine. No, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up whatsoever. I just knew the qualities I had in myself as a person. And when you all narrow it down, it's media. So I'm like, that's my field. I never knew it was a natural born media person. I just always did like little stuff since I was little. I always was writing in journals and doing school plays. So I got away with the audience. And then I always did morning announcements. So that's public speaking. And it was just a lot of aspects I had in myself. It just all narrowed down to media. And I realized that at like the age of 21, it's like crazy. After high school, I didn't go like immediately to college. I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I just knew what I loved. And I just took a leap in the game and I was great at it. So I just stayed here like, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be at. So once I did hop in the media game, I just like didn't want to box myself in per se and just automatically just go to a station and be under contract. And then I just gotta stay put there, or I can't do certain stuff for certain people in my community. And I'm such a community person. I never want to box myself in. So I always jumped in the game as freelance. So that way I can be an asset to whatever person, whatever media company needs me to be. And having the education that I have behind me and knowing a lot of stuff, I know a lot of people don't comprehend or know certain aspects of the media world. So it's like, I would love to give them that knowledge or that point of view or my skills or my talent on whatever platform it is. And not only that, I'm expanding myself to be an aspect to all the community media world. So I'm not boxing myself in under just one contract. It's just staying here for the rest of my life, knowing I can be doing a lot more in a bunch of other places all over the world, or even hopping on panels. And I'm like able to do it. So I think it just really narrowed down to me, not just trying to stay put in one place. Clearly, I can't do that. I'm always doing something, but that's my problem. I'm everywhere, all over the place with any and everything. So it's like, I never boxed myself in. I didn't grow up as a boxing child. So it's just kind of like, I wanted to just branch off to whoever needed me, or I want to branch off to me helping the community, or I'm talking to people, or I'm understanding people. It's just such a blessing to be able to get in the media game and do it and receiving love back. And I think that's the only reason why I stayed, is the community and the support that support me. Because if I didn't, I would branch off and try to do something else. But clearly my calling was media, and I don't think I'm at my full blown potential, even though I got a lot under my belt, and I'm humble about what I have achieved so far. But I feel like Kobe, I ain't doing enough. So I feel like I still have a lot to learn, a lot to do, a lot of my gifts to give people, a lot of things that I need to do and know in the media industry. Because it's always a learning process when it comes to media. You can never learn too much when it comes to this. And it's some stuff I don't know about, and I'm still ready and eager to learn. So I think that's number one reason why too as well, that I just want to be an asset, because I'm learning as I go, no matter what. And even though I am planted and successful at what my journey is right now, I still want to do more. So I never want to just box myself. I always want to be able to be outside the box. I want to do more for my community when it comes to this media world. So that's the whole reason why I just jumped in the game for real. Was like, let's take it over some way, somehow. Let's be that one, and try to do a trademark, stamp myself in the game as this big Afro girl that just love media world. So that's pretty much narrowed it down for me.
It's really interesting because you talk about growing up and not really knowing that, or not really knowing that this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And while I didn't know that I necessarily wanted to be in front of the camera or on the air or anything like that. I always knew that I wanted to work in the industry. So kind of growing up and as a child and going through junior high and high school, I don't think I had really necessarily invested enough time into it to really know like, well, these are all the different jobs that I can do. This different type of stuff.
Yeah.
I know that I was like super shy. I didn't talk, like very, very introverted. So nothing about me wanted to be on air or be on camera. Like realistically, I've only been on video or doing like camera time really for like a year and a half maybe. So I never really wanted. I don't think that I knew. Like maybe deep down inside, I wanted to do it, but I was too shy and so introverted that I think I just told myself, time and time again that okay, well, I don't necessarily want to do that. But
a lot of people do that though. They grow up like I'm going to be just like this person. I had no idols growing up of who I wanted to be.
Right.
I didn't. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna grow up and be a nurse. I'm about to grow up and be just like such and such. No, right. I ain't had no aspiration, no inspiration for me growing up and be like, I want to do this. That's not something that I had whatsoever. I just knew what I had in me since I was little. And when I narrowed down my communication, my skills, my this, my that, it was like, okay, media. You can go in the media world. And then that's when I just put my heart and soul into the media world. It's not something that I was just like, I grew up like, oh, I'm going to be a reporter. I'm going to be a journalist. That's what I want to do when I grow up. No, it's not. I never had any dreams of being a journalist whatsoever. Now that I am here, I notice where I belong at.
Yeah, and see, that's how it was for me too. Like, once
I
got into it, it then was like, okay, shit, like
this is it. Yeah, so it's like now like, somebody asks really me, I'm like, yeah, I'm journalist Shay, of course. That's who I am. I'm a journalist. So it's different now because you can't tell me nothing about being a journalist. But back then, this wasn't my forte. This was not my goals. This was not my dreams.
Absolutely.
But I am excited and happy. I became who I am. I really love the fact that I am journalist Shay. It's my whole heart, and I love every day waking up being journalist Shay. So I can't say it did a turnaround for me in my life and it was able to make good relationships, income, everything. So, I mean, it worked out for the best. I mean, it was for me. It was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What you got, Mr. Finkley?
Oh, wow. I love hearing about people's different adventures, how they got started, because it makes us who we are as individuals. All those our different processes make us who we are, but the results of those processes for everyone else. My mom, excuse the beeping. I don't know if it's my fire detector, or my alarm. I'm not sure which one it is, but anyway, excuse the beeping in advance. But my mom was in radio for like 20 some odd years in our hometown. And I love the way that she emceed different events, and I will always go with her. And I was like, wow, I would like to do something like this. I already planted a seed into my future. Didn't know it was going to look like a sound light, but I'm like, oh, that'd be really cool. But I was just like you, James, we had a discussion before, like being the shy one. But I was always pushed out front, always, because people loved my voice. I hated my voice. Oh my gosh. I'm like, why? Why do you want me to speak? But they just loved my voice because I'm from South Carolina. So a lot of people still don't believe I'm from here by the way I talk. And so, which is really strange because I grew up with them. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, and so they loved my voice. And so it's like, you can do something with it. I'm like, okay. So in college, I had an internship at a radio station, local radio station here in Columbia, South Carolina. And I wanted to go into radio after college. But my university was so small and they did a lot of business with the radio station. And they knew they wanted me. So they actually talked to my president of the university at the time. And they were like, no, Michael's not going to work here. Nope, he's going to graduate school. So I went to graduate school. And after that, I just kind of put that on pause. I tried to get into radio, but it was just like a door closed in my face every time. So I just went on. I started in education almost 14 years ago. And I taught. I've been in higher education. and working on hopefully my final degree, my doctorate, my earned doctorate, and I'll be done with that spring of next year. And so, but yeah, just kind of, going back to the thoughts of how I get where I am today, during COVID, as we were trying to find some things to do. And I'm like, what about the whole talk show thing? And I'm like, because I always loved Oprah Winfrey, Fields, Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, Montel, all the OGs, right? Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, like all of them. I loved all of them. Tempest, Queen Latifah. And so as time went on, I'm just like, you know what? I want to do it. I want to start it. And I don't know how to do nothing about nothing. I'm like, what is Zoom? I'm like, what is lighting? What is a microphone? How do you get started? So when people tell me how do you start a podcast, audio podcast, I said, don't come to me because I did things the wrong way. I sure did. I started on YouTube first instead of going to like an Anchor or something. And so I always did the visual first. And so I turned on my camera. I did my first show, April 13th, 2020. And it was about COVID. It was about COVID and education, because I was going to base my show based off my educational consulting firm, which I assist first generation college students to the process, high school students to the process of college. So everything was going to be about scholarships and financial aid and visiting schools and all this kind of good stuff, even based off the books that I've written on the subject. And so this is what it's going to be. So I'm interviewing teachers, I'm interviewing students, that kind of thing. And then as time went on, this PR firm happens to reach out to me and it's like, hey, we want our guest on your show. On my show? I'm like, have you seen my show? I'm like, I don't do stuff like that. I don't talk to celebrities and stuff. I don't do that. What is wrong with you? So, but I did, and it was a hit. And I was like, maybe I need to change my niche. And so that's what I did. And so bing, bada, boom, here we are. 4 years later, I'm in season 8, and we have been to the Oscars. We're going to the Grammys next in February. We've been to where else have we been? To the Stellars, trying to get to the Image Awards, all the good stuff. That's how the show has blessed me tremendously, and that's how I became Grammy nominated, because I interviewed someone that said, you know what, I like your voice, and I want your voice on my track. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's how that took place. And I was just meeting different people and going to different places, and they're recognizing me. Hey, oh my God, that's Finkley. That's really cool, right? So my show has really been a blessing to me. I didn't realize when you just sit out, because you just do and do and do, right? And sometimes you got to sit down and just reflect and count your blessings.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing that a lot these last few months, and I was like, wow, my show has really blessed me. I didn't realize it, because you're always looking. If I feel that when I first started, I was always looking for the monetary aspect of it. I need money coming in because I'm tired of all that kind of, because as an educator, you don't make no money. Listen, but you're looking for that money to come in. But it's like my show has blessed me in other ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With connections, and I'm talking to y'all. Look, I'm doing it up in 2024, 2025. So look at me. So yeah, I'm just like, the show has really been a blessing. And so many times I wanted to quit, but just something on the inside of me wouldn't allow me to do it. It wouldn't allow me to stop. God said, stop playing games. This is where you belong. So yeah, I'm thankful.
I think you make a bunch of great points. It's so much more about more than money, is basically what I'm saying. It can't just be about the money. And I have really been a living proponent of that. Obviously there's money coming in now. Like, it's a beautiful thing to actually see the profit coming in. But on the same token, like, I've been at this for years. So like it's never really been just about the money. Like, it's more about me, following passion and doing something that I know is, dear to my heart. It makes me feel good. And to me, working from that position, it allows you to do amazing work. And really speaking in terms of the three of you, like you all are doing amazing work. There's so much that you each have done with your platforms. You're inspiring so many people. Um, Michael, you spoke on I didn't start this the right way. Is there really a right way? And I think that technology and just the things that we've been able to do and how we can get out here and we can like make some things happen. I really don't believe that there necessarily is a right way. Um, you kind of just have to do it the way that you know how and the way that you see fit because the same thing that works for you may not necessarily work for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. There isn't, as we look back on it now, there isn't a right way. When people are starting to think about podcasts, they don't think about the virtual, the visual sense. They can think about the audio more than anything. But even like right now, what we're doing, of course, podcasts. But people don't think that way. Um, but no, there isn't a wrong way or a right way. Like you said, you just do it how you want to do it. And I knew how I wanted my show formatted. I knew how I wanted my show to come out. My show airs every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network. Every Monday, we come over a new episode talking about what we need to talk about. And so that's how I wanted it played out. And definitely, I wanted that old school feel as well, because I feel that's what we're missing daytime television as well. So I wanted that old school feel from all those persons I said before. So just keeping person involved, what's going on with the show, and on the next Michael Finkley, and
Yeah.
all these aspects that comes along with how I want my show to run, and it works for me.
Yeah.
It definitely works for me, and I can give advice all day long, but you're not me, and I'm not you. So you can take what you need from it, right, and make it your own. And that's what I do with a lot of people. Like I was just having a conversation last night with the content creator, and just asking various questions. I'm like, please use my questions. I get excited when I talk to someone that's in the same lane as me. Um, and but how they run their show works for them,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, going back to your point, I feel they're looking more into it even more. So there is no wrong or right way. It's you. But just get started though. If you something that if you want to invest in and go forth in, just get started.
Absolutely. I actually have a question that's actually directed towards you. It says, what advice would you give to someone wanting to start their own show?
Yeah. So I would first say, what do you want to talk about? Right? Before you do the logos and try to get guests and all that, what's your comfort zone, right? What do you think people need to know? How can you help people by way of communication, right? So once you start in that realm, I want to start with people that lost a child, right? That's a great aspect. I was just at an event over the weekend about that. That need those resources and that need that counseling aspect to it. So you may want to talk with counselors, talk with a person that lost children, and so you need to find out what your talk is going to be about, and then work from there. Okay, then we talk about getting you on these platforms, your logo, your presence. What does that look like and sound like for you? What are some and then if you already have some people in platforms in mind that you kind of want to feed from, right? That's okay too, right? Because at the end of the day, you're making it your own. My newest logo, I looked at Jennifer Hudson, I looked at Kelly Clarkson, I looked at Sherry Shepard, I looked at Tamron Hall. And I was like, let's make this. And it became mine. It became mine. So I would definitely start with that aspect first, because I feel that once you start with that, what I want to know and what I need to talk about, those topics, everything else will fall into place.
No, I think that's very good advice. It's definitely difficult to get started, but you've done amazing with the Michael Finkley show, and you have so many people like even the Sherry Shepherds and the her team, people like that, looking at your platform.
I'm so excited.
Like how does that feel?
This is very exciting. Even people that I didn't even know that were looking, of course, they're just looking and lurking and reaching out at the appointed time. I'm actually in the process of being booked for being booked for the Candace Cameron show.
I saw that.
Yeah, out of California, and it's like, we'll fly you out. Let's make it happen. And so yeah, so things like that is like, wow. And I feel like now more so than ever. And I said this to someone yesterday. 2025 is harvest time because we've already planted the seeds. We've taken care of the land. Now let's go pick some stuff because it's time to enjoy what we've reaped so far and so much within.
I know that's right. Preach. I had to come on that one.
Huh.
I felt that.
Come
I
on.
felt that. We planted to seed. You know, it's time to take off. I felt that one there. Woo!
I felt it too. I did.
I know that's right. I needed that.
Say
One.
Say so. It's harvest time. Let's get ready. It's harvest time. It's harvest. I'm gonna leave right there. It's harvest time, y'all. We've cried. We spent so much money, so much time, so much effort.
Woo.
Now it's the time. Now it's harvest time, y'all. Let's get ready.
Absolutely.
So when we come back again, we were like, y'all, guess what happened?
So look, let's talk a little bit about 2024. Obviously, we're at the end of the year. We're getting ready to go into 2025. I think that all of us have had tremendous success throughout this year. So I would love for each of you to talk a little bit about your successes for the year. Like what things were really successful for you, and what is it that made those things successful? And we can start with Shay this time.
I was waiting on Miss Confident. I was trying to process. I was trying to bandwagon off of her. All right. Just saying. Okay. This been. You know what? Let me just say, I wouldn't do a dog how 2024 did me. It was kind of rough. All right. It was kind of rough at first, but I started off the year actually literally covering something in Alabama. It was amazing. I was in first quarter. Bam, let's get out there. Like, so I actually started great. I loved it. I got flew, and it was my first travel assignment. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, somebody, they wanted me, so they booked me to travel. It was actually a wonderful thing. It was so wonderful. So I came in 2024 just like, let's get it. Let's do it. First quarter, let's get it down. Second quarter, I didn't really do. I felt like personally, I didn't do a lot that I wanted to do in media this year. But other people like, you did your big one this year. And I'm just like, y'all think so? Because I swear I could have I did like 3 months of nothing. Literally nothing. I'm just like, it was like a break or something, like, because in the media, you got to take a break sometimes. It is what it is. You got to take a break. In 2024, I took a break. All right. I had to take a break. So by me taking that break, I'm like, dang, Shay, you could have been doing this, and that. So it's not me just be like, oh, you ain't do too much or something. When you take that break, I could have been popping off doing something else. But mentally, I had to take a break this year because it's a lot that comes with media. You come with competition, you come with backstabbing, you come with the no's, you come with the yeses, you come with the opportunities. You don't come with opportunities. You come with not being enough. You come with not having this much credentials. It's a lot. So I feel like 2024 definitely was very, very successful for me due to the fact that I did not stop. I kept going no matter what. Even though I took my 3-month break, I got back in the game and I just took off. No matter what, I just took off and I just kept going. Anybody who needed me, if I was able to be there, I'm coming. I'm showing up. I'm showing faith. Anything that they needed me for, I'm coming. It was just like, I felt like 2024 was an eye-opener for mental health as well. Because this year was a mental breakdown for your girl, especially being in the media field. It was a rough one, honestly, but throughout the all success, being rewarded for Journalist of the Year for one of the platforms I'm with actually boost me up. Like, you really did amazing this year. So I'm not going to downplay my year 2024 like I didn't do enough, because clearly I did. It's just like, I felt like the stuff I missed in 2024, I'm going to be doing in 2025. So I'm excited about that because I ain't taking no breaks next year. I don't care who don't like me. They really ain't gonna like me because I'm taking off next year. Next year is gonna be the year of I'm really taking off, and y'all just be like, this girl, she here. I'm everywhere next year. It is what it is. So it's like I love 2024 for the mental aspect of it, and for the fact that I was blessed enough to still be presented with opportunities in the media field. So I felt like it was very successful. I got my little breakdown. I came back no matter what. I still kept going and pushing, and I'm honored to even just be on platforms, be invited to this platform. People that believed in me did not let me give up, because no matter what, Shay, you can do it. Let's come over here. I got an opportunity for you. That type of stuff actually kept me going, and people don't know. James, you kept me going. You didn't even know you presented me with an opportunity where I felt my worst. And I'm like, let me get up and go. And then I still felt like I didn't do that great. So it just was like, a lot of people didn't know I battled with a lot of mental this year. And when it came to media, it was just like, it was pulling basically. Like it was kind of hard, but at the end of the day, I still kept going because people really depend on me in the field. And that is what I always wanted, no matter what. So the fact that people depend on me, I can't let people down. And I also can't let me down. So I kept going, but it was an amazing year for me throughout 2024, but I feel like 2025 is going to be my way better year. I'm not saying it was all bad this year. I'm not saying it was all good. It was a blessing. It was amazing. But I feel like next year is going to be a way better year for me. But it was definitely a successful year because I got on a lot of platforms I would have never thought of getting on, or doing things I never thought I would do. And that's what I'm here for anyway, to be an asset to any and everybody. So it was blissful. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah. I think you touched on a number of good things, but the one golden nugget that I pulled out of that is not to be afraid to take a break.
Yeah.
The thing is, we are often in a place where we want to go. We want to get invited here, and we want to be able to do that, and we want to be able to go and cover this over here. But at some point, you have to take a break.
You get burnt out.
You get burned
out.
I
was burnt out this year.
Absolutely. You do. And I think that really speaks to one of the big benefits of being independent.
Yeah.
You have so many people who will look at, the independent side of it and think, well, you're not really doing nothing. Or he's not doing nothing. He's not here and he does. But you have so much more power and so much freedom being independent, because you can basically come and go when you want to. Set it down, and then you know exactly how to start it back up and start more contacts and getting back in the mix of things. And you network with people, and you don't burn bridges, and you build good relationships with people, and you do things like this. People are gonna always be there and waiting for you and in your corner. Like I've been and like Confident Miss Bling has been with me really for a lot of my journey. So I've been through a divorce and like all kinds of stuff. And like for 2 years, probably in the middle of that divorce, like I couldn't do no media at all, because like I would be crying on the air. And it was like, I'm done. So like for 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, I didn't do any media whatsoever. When I went to grad school, I put the media down, because I was just like, I'm working full time. I'm going to grad school full time. Like, I don't have time for something.
It's a lot, especially when you're pursuing other things. Yeah,
and it was just like I put it down, but I was immediately able to pick it back up to where when I said, okay, I want to do media, like within a week I had the Soul Train. So it's like who to talk to if you build those relationships, and you know how to get back out there. But people have to get out of the space of being afraid to take a break.
That's what it is. I was afraid of taking that break. Yeah. So I feel like it was a guilt, like a media guilt. Like, Shay, you can't take a break. People depending on you. They're depending on Shay Toon.
But you feel like you'll miss out on stuff too. And you feel like if you're not here for this, then they're not going to invite you to the next.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I dealt with that so much this year. Like, I was just like, and then I got reminded by my community, like, you the voice. We need you out here. We don't want to talk to no other media outlet besides you. You're the only one we want. So that reminder be like, well, okay, well, I got to get back. I got to get out here. They're like, Shay, where you at? And it's just like, you feel guilty sometimes, especially when you go and go and go and you so dependent on like, oh, she coming through. Shay's going to come. You ain't got to worry about her. She popping up regardless. And then you just think about it like, nah, I don't want to go. I want to be in bed. I want to shut the world out. And I be feeling guilty because it's like, you are who you are. You're journalist Shay. You're supposed to be in that field. You got to get in that field. You got to do this. You have to do that. Because people depending on your content. They depending on you. They depending on your energy. They depending on, when you got the world depending on you sometimes with certain people, you feel guilty about not wanting to do nothing at all. So I had a really this was a mental year for me with media. And although I felt like I didn't do enough and I did do enough, it's just like it was hard to come with coping your mental health and being in the media field, especially when you got competitors as well.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you got that, and it's like not keeping up with anybody in the industry or whatever, but you just be seeing stuff like, dang, I could have been there doing that. What am I doing? And then you get in your head about certain stuff like, well, you the one wanted to break, and it's like, should you be breaking right now, or should you know, like, I'm talking to myself like, I ain't answering myself though, y'all. I ain't crazy, but I was talking to myself like, yeah, you could have been here with it. Let's say you missed out on this because you want to have a mental break and you want to lay up and stuff your face, and you could be out there doing something right now. So it was kind of like it was a self-reflection year for me. I was battling me this year. I wasn't in competition with nobody because I was in competition with me and my mentor. We was having a problem this year, okay? We had a problem, but I turned it around. The first 6 months, no. I did that coverage and I was like, I got that burnt me out, no lie. It was a burnout. It was a burnout. Like a week straight of coverage, burnout. No, I don't know who y'all think I am out here. I'm not Superwoman. No. I took a break. And then the 6 months after, I'm like, let me finish it with a bang, Shay. You got to finish it with a bang. Like, so it was kind of like I had a mental year, y'all. I can't say I did the best I could. That's all I'm saying. I did the best I could. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it, okay?
That is all you can do.
That was it. Yeah, but overall, I'm blessed because I still have opportunities presented to me. I still have people who believed in me to keep going and pushing forward. People who didn't know I was going through something mentally. Shay, can you do this? Absolutely. I needed something to do. Yes. Give me this opportunity because I'm not out in the field getting myself the opportunity because I'm mentally taking a break. So when it came to me, I did what I was supposed to do regardless. So it was wonderful because I still was on people's mind to do coverage. I was still on people's mind to get an opportunity. I still was on people's mind to be the voice. So I loved it overall, and it gave me a different aspect now going forward when it comes to media and your mental health. Because this was my mental health year. That's all I can say. It was, I wasn't depressed or nothing, but it was a burnout because I did so much in the past 2 years coming in the game, trying to stamp myself and connect myself to people who need me, and I burned myself out. I did. I burnt myself out. 2 years straight, I just been on go, and then trying to make an impact. Go. Yeah, 2024 was like, yeah, you need to sit down. It sat me down. So I sat down this year. I sat down. I did, and that's why I feel guilty because I'm like, I could have did a lot more, but for what it's worth, I went out with a bang because I got rewarded for my journalistic skills regardless. So the fact that I even got journalist of the year was like, girl, you did your big one of 6 months. So you ain't did nothing. You did something. You was out there doing something because you got rewarded for it. So I was just like, all right. But it has been one of those years where it was like mental health versus media. For me personally, it was mental health versus media. And now I know how to go about it. Because them weekends, baby, they taking off. I ain't playing with nobody. I'm taking my mental health break because I have to. it's a thing. You can't be everywhere. And by me being everywhere for everyone, I don't take a break. So my mental is like, you gotta, what you doing? What you doing, Shay? You gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do that. You could be ahead of yourself if you do this. I always try to stay ahead of myself, and that's my problem. I could just do it at the moment and quit trying to be 10 steps ahead at certain stuff because it burns me out. I get burnt out. I just now noticed I get burnt out like that. So I'm like pacing myself. It's a marathon. You know, it's not a race. It's not a race. And I felt like it was a race for me coming in the game because nobody knew me. So I'm like, I gotta be out there. Ain't no way I can't miss this. Oh, I gotta be out there. Oh, you gotta walk in here with this hair. They gonna know you. They gonna know you. People gonna ask. They gonna wonder who you are. You know, it was kind of that, like it was a personal thing for me. But I got burnt out within them 2 years. I got burnt out real bad, y'all. So, but I picked myself up and I kept going. But my 2024 isn't what I thought it would be. But I am grateful for what I experienced, no matter what. Yeah.
What you got? What you got? Confident Miss Bling.
Like, look, let me sit up. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I went so hard in 2023 because I had one of them shade moments, you know, like I was just on go, 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 go. And just understand it was like this for years. When I was back home in Chicago, like it was just go, 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 go. Because nobody knew my name, but baby, they knew my name quickly. Okay, because every time I came in the room, everything was blinged out. It's blinged somewhere. Look, I'm a little unblingy today, but I bling. First of all, I am the bling. Okay,
I love that for you. Yes.
And then, you know, because I shine. So then,
yes.
Everything else I have, you know, it shines. I'll say this is about the blinkiest thing I got today, myself. But James, no, I'm usually bling from head to toe.
There she go. Ooh.
It's coming up now, you know what I'm saying? But but this was a chill year for me, and I needed this. Because I did so much last year. I got recognized by the mayor of Atlanta for my health fair. Got a proclamation, not for a day, but I got a proclamation for an entire week. I Am Confident Week from October 3rd to October 10th that they recognized in the city of Atlanta. Those are just two of many things that I did. But we did a health fair. We had a gala, you know, all this stuff. Like I had to like, and then in the middle of that, after all that, I had to abruptly move. And so transitioning to my new place, just finding a place. Like after that whole wave of the whole, you know, the proclamation thing, like immediately after that, I had to prepare to move. And so that took a lot of energy out of me. And instead of me being in the little condo I was in, now I'm like in a 3-bedroom townhome. So it's a lot of space, and I'm like, okay, now I'm about to transfer and transform this, which I did. So I've been working on utilizing my space, not having to go out to a studio. My home is the studio. Yeah. Our whole level is just the entertainment space. And, you know, just taking that and putting that in perspective. So when I do have interviews, like y'all can come to my house and do interviews, you know, we don't have to go rent nobody's space because the space is
that part.
So it's been a journey. Although I haven't really done any interviews this year, I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, like, you know, getting my space together. I've been doing a lot of consulting. I did just do a program with GoDaddy and the Right Center, which is a really amazing center here in Atlanta that work with entrepreneurs. The Empower GoDaddy, they actually, you know, we built a website from scratch, and they took care of the whole GoDaddy suite. For 2 years, they're covering that, you know, for free. That's like a $3,000, you know, situation. But they're also guiding us through that and helping us with our businesses and stuff. So I revamped the Bling Radio aspect of everything. Bling Radio Media is the hub of all of the entertainment and everything that I do. So just revamping that. So, like I said, I didn't do any shows this year, but I've been working behind the scenes and more so physically working on me, mentally working on me. It just was a lot. As well as monthly, I do something with the seniors here for my foundation. I am confident, and I created Confident Bingo. We've been doing that a year, where even my job got involved and my coworkers came, to help. And, so many people have been donating for me to like give poetry to them and, just go spending time with the elders. So that to say, I've still been doing a lot, although I haven't done it, like I said, any interviews, but if you're hearing, I've been doing still a lot. I've been more focused on community. But I go into hibernation. James pulled me out of my hibernation mode to do this interview today. I don't do nothing for nobody when I'm hibernating. Okay.
Well, thank you for coming out for them.
Yes. So
I've been trying to get you on the podcast. I'll be like, Bling, what you doing this day or whatever? You want to come on the show? Well, you know what? Because I got. I'm like, damn. So for a minute, I said she probably not gonna want to. She not gonna.
I knew you thought that, but I'm like, no, I gotta come out.
Well, you know what? When you say hibernation mode, I absolutely get it, because like I go through those periods too, where it's just like, don't call me. Damn it, don't text me. Like, I just ain't got time. Like, I got too much shit going on. Elijah need this. I need to go drive. I gotta go do this. My mama talking about she do that, and I just don't have time.
Right.
So, like you get those periods, and even if you're not in that space, you gotta have some time where you just debrief.
Right.
Kind of not, and because you do so much of this, you gotta have those periods and those times where you're not doing lives and you're not doing this, because after a while, it becomes work. When you burned out and you tired, it becomes work. And we want, because this is our passion, we want this to be something that's not work and that we can have a good time doing. But if it's going to be that way, you got to be able to take those periods. You got to have those breaks. One of the things that I really took, I keep putting these golden nuggets up here. One of the things I took from you was utilizing resources. Because, obviously you're in a new space and you're reorganizing and you're setting things up so that it can be your home space and your office and all of the above. I think that's amazing. And I think that we're in a space today where that's like the most effective thing to do. Like, people ain't trying to go out to no damn studios and renting all this space.
Right. No, this is the content creating studio.
Yeah.
The Blinky Casa, okay? Everyone here is.
But how long did it take you to get into that headspace of just utilizing your resources at home? Because for the longest time, I kind of looked down on if I had to do stuff at home. Like, I always wanted to go to a studio or do something somewhere else, because it's like it seemed more legit to somebody else if you were talking to them that, oh, I'm in the studio.
I feel you. Even in
my own shit at home now. Like, I ain't got time for it.
You remember even in the Blinky Penthouse, right? Because it was like a little box. But I still had people coming to do interviews with me there. It didn't take me long at all, because I've been an entrepreneur for so long. I know to utilize my space. I know, that we couldn't overhead. But I also wanted to be able to go somewhere that had all of the cameras and the lights and everything that I didn't have at home. That was the alternative for me to be able to, utilize that, because I didn't have it. But now I have, and I've been purchasing a lot of stuff, and people just been donating stuff. And then now me becoming a DJ, just having all of that stuff, set up so I don't have to go nowhere and do it. It was an immediate thought when I knew that I was expanding my space, that this was going to be what I'm doing.
No, I think it's definitely amazing. And you've done very well with transition and still being able to do media.
Thank you.
those types of things.
Come on, Finkley.
All right.
Yeah, give us something. Give us something.
Take us home.
I'm just like, for real, like, I feel that we need to have more conversations like this, because I'm encouraged by what your testimony is. I'm like, well, I'm taking notes. I'm like, listen, I'm on my game. But yeah, I'm definitely encouraged by your words and then the work that you're doing on each of you all on your platform. So kudos to you all.
Thank you.
2024 started off with me. I was able to do my first. That was season 7. So I was able to start off my season, continue with my season 7, the second part of it with Fantasia's husband, Dr. Kendall Taylor. We went to Charlotte. We interviewed him face to face in a studio. I'm like, Bling, I need your studio, girl. But that was a very pivotal moment because with my guests, it's all about them. Like my name is on the show, but it's like if you're invited to the show, that means that you have a story, and we cherish that. And so it's all about you. Like, forget me. We want to know about you and what you're all about. And I feel that he was so grateful for it because he's so used to asking questions about Fantasia and all the other stuff that goes along with it. For the past 10 years within their marriage. But he was so thankful to have questions so just focused about him, and what he's all about and who he is as an individual and what he got going on, in his world, right? He was so grateful for that. And so just to now, even almost a year later, like I keep in contact with my guests, either by way of email, by way of phone call, by way of text, just to make sure that they're okay, or just checking in. What else is going on? Just to shoot the breeze. Like with him, I'm like, bro, I need advice about this, and this. And we hopped on the phone call and he gave me advice. Right. So it was just to be authentic and genuine with these individuals. And that's what they're looking for. We give them a spotlight that daytime or even nighttime television doesn't give them because they only have a small amount of time. But we're able to open up the doors just a little bit more and go deeper with them. And I take advantage of that fully in that realm. So the year, how I lined up my seasons, I lined up with daytime because my ultimate goal is to be daytime television. The next thing on a CBS or NBC or ABC somewhere along the way. So we're speaking that into existence, y'all. And so my seasons line up with them. So I'll start in September and I'll end in May. So that's one season for me. What I've learned, Shay, just like you had in 2024 a few years ago, listen, I learned to take breaks. So my summers belong to me. Yes. So from May, the end of May, beginning of June to like the end of August, that is me time. That's me time. Because also too, you look at it like this. A lot of people are taking vacations during that time frame. They're visiting families, holidays come into play. So none really is popping during the summer months because it's kind of like fun months. So I'm like, I take fun. I take that time off to do. I do me, and I regroup and I revamp. And this last season, or this season I'm in now, season 8, I'm like, how can I top myself? Because I'm not in competition with anyone.
That part
at all.
That part.
Because you doing you, and I'm doing me.
Yeah.
Here. So I was like, how can I top myself from season 7? And so I'm also, like I said, I'm an artist. And so I wrote a song a few years ago called Biggest Dream Come True. And I'm like, it's incorporated in my show because it's my theme song, but I'm like, what more can I do with it? So what I did was over the summer, I wrote a book. It's called Biggest Dream Come True, talking about the aspect of following your dreams and what it looks like and sounds like for you. So I gave the interpretation of how I pursued my show as being my biggest dream. Now I have to dream another dream. It's a journal. So I give you reflective questions at the end of each chapter so you can write down your responses right then and there. And chapter 1 is talking about writing the vision, making it plain. So we all need a vision for ourselves, right? So, and then going to the aspect of fulfilling your dreams. So I wrote that over the summer. And then I'm like, you know what? I need a theme for this season. So season 8 for us is our season of dreams. And so we talk to each one of our individuals about what is your next biggest dream, you know? And what I love about it is that they're so stumped by the question because they get asked difficult questions, right? But they're just so stumped by it. It's like, what is it? I don't know I don't know how to ask that. But I love it though, because now you're thinking, right? I don't want you to give me the typical answers that you give anyone on any other platform. So that's what makes us so different at the Michael Finkley Show. You're gonna think, you're gonna dwell. We may cry, we're gonna laugh, but we're gonna have fun. We're definitely gonna have fun. Um, and so even one of the guests that I've been trying to have on for the last 3 years, Lester Spate, you may know him from like Norbit, and he was on My Wife and Kids, and all these different shows. And he looked at me, he's like, Finkley, you're the most patient person I know. I'm like, but that's the name of the game, though. That's how you last long in this industry, because even though it took a while for him to get on, but we still kept in contact with one another. We still talk, we still text, all this kind of good stuff. He still knew who I was. And so I definitely feel building those relationships. That's another aspect of what I've learned in 2024 with my show. Building relationships is so important. So I send my guests after each and every show. They're going to get an autograph photo of myself along with the wristband that says the Michael Finkley Show, right? They're going to be added to our email list. If we get that close, we're going to exchange phone numbers to keep in contact with one another, right? So, and not to just blow you up, or not just to say when I'm talking to someone, or guess who phone number I got today? No, it's not about that. It's about, again, authentically building relationships. And because you never know what could come out about it. I've interviewed so many Tyler Perry people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what are y'all gonna say one day? I know this man named Michael Finkley. And he go, listen, I'm waiting on it. Tyler, I know this man named Michael Finkley. I think he'd be perfect for this, and this. I'm waiting on it. And I'm waiting for Tyler to call me. I'm like, Tyler, what you want? What you want? Okay, I'm coming. I'm waiting on it. But yeah, just building that out. And then also too, it's not about that aspect, but I was even to bless some of my guests in booking them for different things. People reach out to me and say, hey, I need someone for this, and this. Well, let me look at my repertoire and see who I have. Hey, are you available for this? I need your pricing. I need everything. So I was able to bless people and put money in their pocket. Yeah. And they're going to remember that. They're definitely going to remember that aspect. So just being true and authentic in that right. Another person I've got on that I'm really excited about, finally got him, James. Major's going to be on in the new year, so we're excited about that. And then, yeah, I'm excited.
That is amazing.
That is good. Congratulations on that.
I hate to cut in on you, but
it's James.
It's so amazing because it just really speaks to the power of doing good work and building relationships.
Exactly.
And for each other too. That's a major thing.
I call Bling like, Bling. I don't know how the hell they found me. I don't know. they just it's a voicemail. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it comes from doing good work and having good relationships. Now I know how they got my information, but it honestly comes from doing good work and building good relationships. And what I will say, Shay, is actually the young lady who put me in contact with you. So do you know who that is? I know we had talked about it some time ago. I'll fill you in after the chat and everything, but basically the same lady who told me about you, because somebody had told me about you and said, hey, there's this amazing girl. She's down in Akron, Ohio, and this is her name. And then I looked you up and I saw other people you were connected to who I was connected to. And I said, oh, well, she got to be something if she connected to these people.
She got to be something.
But at the end of the day, same lady that put me in contact with you sent my information to Major's team.
Oh, wow.
So it is you never know who knows who. So
exactly, you never know who's watching.
That's the circle you need though in this media industry.
Yeah.
Put my name in rooms, opportunities.
Yeah.
To come with me. Like we can do this. All of us could be in one building and still doing our own niche and what we doing. And we coming back regrouping like, y'all, how y'all felt about that? Was it fine? Was it good? People don't know how to do that. They want to get their own foot in the door. They don't care about bringing nobody with them or a team of individuals coming to do it by themselves. And I think that's so messed up. But I'm happy to be blessed enough to have people like you to just be like, yeah, I think Shay would be perfect for this opportunity. You know, just
but together
all we're about that.
Yeah, together we're changing that because that was my whole thing too. Was like when the information was passed to me, I'm like, well, I know somebody else who, okay, he's not here. I know Major's here in Cleveland, and he's not here in Cleveland, but he would love to have him on his platform. I think he's actually So I mean that, you know, why not pass it on and let somebody else be able to kind of reap the benefit from that. So I appreciate being able to do that, but I'm sorry to cut you off. You
oh no, and I love the circle, the circle of life in this interview. I love it. The circle of life, the circle of life, just like how these different PR firms have movies. People reach out to the movies, and we get to interview the cast. Yeah. Right, it's just looping people in those different type of events to make sure we're getting their names out there and that kind of thing. But yeah, and then also too, my final lesson of 2024 that I learned was that it is okay for me to be picky.
Woo! I like you. He be talking. I'm just saying, cause
right.
Woo! I have to say, let me quote on that. I had to learn the hard way to become picky. I did.
Why?
Because everybody, actually in 2024, I had an opportunity presented to me, and let's just say I was a little too bold for the room. So you got to be picky on who you even want to deal with sometimes, because after that, and I got I wouldn't say it was necessarily a bad review because, you know, working in media, you get constructive criticism regardless. But a review that I didn't like, and I was just like, that ain't me. That ain't me at all. So I'm going ahead and do you and me both a favor. We ain't got to do work no more. And that was my first lesson in learning. You got to be picky in the industry. Everybody can want you. And we had a great relationship. Like, oh, yeah, you about to do this. You a perfect aspect to this, and that. Nah, I got in that room. Them wasn't even my type of folks or my peoples. And I was just like, oh, I got to be picky from now on who I deal with and who platforms I'm coming on, because of the fact that I didn't like the way my character was assassinated. Yeah. And again, I was too bold for the room. So it was just, I learned that. I'm happy you said that. I learned that this year as well. I did.
Yeah. It's so important because now God has blessed me tremendously within all of our platforms, and we have brands now we have to protect. We have our names that are associated with our brands that we have to protect now more than ever. Especially, somebody said it earlier about how somebody said something earlier. They remind me to the aspect of even people that are watching and they have their own platforms. They're copying what we do in so many ways, and it's like, okay, right, in that regard. So that means that go watch my stuff and give me more views, and tell others as well. But it's so important now more than ever in this, especially in the season that we're all going into now, into 2025, because it is harvest time. As I said before, we need to start protecting ourselves more than ever. So it is okay to be picky. And I've had people that are even willing to pay. You know, it's like, we pay to be on the show. Yeah, but no. Yeah. I love you though. God loves you. He loves you for real.
God loves you. I will use that. 2025. God loves you, but not.
Oh, he died. He died just for you. Ooh. Yes, he did. On that cross. Yes, he did.
I am done.
That is it. 2025. God loves you.
So y'all see why Michael Finkley is at the top of my friends list, because
That was a good one, but it's true though. It's like, how do you turn down so much? You know, when
Yeah.
I feel like you be knowing energy too sometimes. Like you ain't
That's
even.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Absolutely.
it's all
You
about.
definitely, like you definitely have to be picky. I'm very meticulous about, especially if I'm going on people's platforms. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm having people on my platform, I'm very picky and meticulous about who I bring on my platform as well. Like there are many people who I have turned away from just because I know that what they're doing and the things that they have going on just don't fit my brain.
Yeah, it don't align with you.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of things that I just don't cover because I just don't feel like as black media and as urban culture, like some of these things we should really be putting out there. And
Absolutely.
I
feeding
agree.
into the
Yep.
narrative of certain things. So there's a lot of things that I don't cover, but 2024, honestly, it's really been good for me. There's so much that I've learned. Yeah, man.
That's
Listen,
good.
it has been very good for me. And honestly, I can say that year by year, it gets better. So I mean, obviously, we all got crazy shit that goes on and different stuff that's happening. But at the end of the day, like there's so much that I'm learning. The biggest thing that I continue to learn is how to make my dreams a reality and make a lot of things that I want to do happen on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I, I just like being able to do it for myself and get these people and like the opportunities that we had this past week. Like we had Coco Brown on Transcendent Culture last Wednesday, and like
I watched that one too. It was good. I'm just
and
saying.
like the reason why that's so dope to me,
Like doing it up.
so she's been on every platform that I have done probably since 2016. She's been on every platform that I've been.
That's
And
amazing.
anytime she comes to Cleveland, she comes on. It still was huge for me because she's somebody that obviously has the option to be picky and she could decide what she wants to go on and what she doesn't want to go on, who she wants to cover her and who she doesn't want to cover her. And just because she came on my platform one time don't mean that she got to keep on coming.
Yeah.
But anytime she comes to Cleveland, all I gotta do is send a message or a DM or an email and she's like, it's done. We'll get it on schedule and we set it up and she came on, whether that's virtual or whether that's actually coming to a studio or something like that. Like I think it's really dope. So people like her, people like Lou Nail, like have tremendously supported like over the years. So many people. But then, kind of to top the cake, Kim Whitley came on Thursday. We did a special episode of Transcending the Culture on Thursday because it was
I
like
watched that one
people
too.
called me and they said, well, can we do it tomorrow? Absolutely. And one of the things that I have learned is that when you're dealing with a lot of these celebrities, when they say go, you got to be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't.
Yeah.
It's 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to happen. But then, obviously being patient, I've learned greater patience and, just in terms of waiting. Oh, I was so mad on that little call that we did Michael. I was like, my girl came on and now she gone and I ain't get to say nothing and after I talked myself down off the ledge, I said, all right, chill out. It's gonna happen. Just calm down. And 2 days later, I was back on. And granted, she wasn't there, but it still was all cool. But what I do know is that the more you continue to work on these things, they will happen. That's
Mm-hmm.
fate for you. It happens and major. And so many other people. Again, Fantasia's husband, and so many other people. So it will happen if you continue to work on it. So I think I've gotten a better grasp on just the entrepreneurial aspect of it all. Like nothing in me wants to work for a CBS or ABC or NBC or BET. Like I spent so many years wanting to do something for BET, and then once I finally did it, it was like, okay, I'd rather just do it myself because you run into so many issues and everybody don't work the same, and you know how you want things to be accomplished or what you want to get done, and a lot of times you can't get it done working for these big, huge conglomerates because they got a certain agenda that they need to push or that they're trying to push. And a lot of times that doesn't necessarily align with what you're trying to get out there. So, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned this year is really just, that patience factor and, more of the entrepreneurial aspect of just building my own way and figuring out other ways to be creative and to, get these type of things done. Like having this stream today. Like, I think this is really dope. Like, I love y'all. Like, this is really, really dope to be able to do this. We got people popping in, popping out. Like, people are really appreciating the fact that we have this or that we're doing this. I'm actually gonna cut it short, and I'm gonna get one more thing out there, for us to all kind of chat on, because of course we was gonna keep it to an hour, and I'm so bored. So I know everybody got something to do and all that stuff, but I think it's cool because then, down the line, maybe a couple months, few weeks, couple months, we could do a part 2 and, come back on and do that again. But I think this is necessary. Like I plan on doing these streams and having this roundtable, throughout the year and different types of roundtables and whatnot. And, maybe y'all can participate on some of those and we'll get other people too, and maybe have more people. But I think this is really cool. And I'm realizing now that when you have intellectual people as ourselves, like, it takes up time. So we've only really gone through maybe 3 or 4 questions and we're at an hour and 20 minutes already. So this is good. This is amazing content. That what I can tell you is that you ain't seeing it no damn where else. You ain't seeing it nowhere else. You get the actors on actors, because in all honesty, that's kind of the concept that it comes from. But you don't see anybody in our realm doing it. But trust and believe, you will start seeing it, because like you said, Michael, they do copy. They do watch and they do copy. But you said too about competition. I ain't in competition with nobody. And I have always felt like that. I ain't in competition with nobody because I do what I do, they do what they do, and they can't do what I do, and I ain't trying to do what they do.
I know that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Believe in yourself.
Say so.
Make all that stuff happen. So, all of that being said, what do you think is the best way that you're going to kick this new year, into gear? I see, Mike. I see you turning, Mike. So we're gonna start with you.
All right, so I guess this will be a plug. The Michael Finkley Show returns with all new shows for 2025, January 6th. So we have a fantastic outline for 2026. Like I said, we air every Monday on CTR Media Network, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Major. We have gospel artists. Micaiah Lee. We have From the Circle, season 7 on Netflix. K Fern is there as well. We have he played Eddie within the Temptations. Teron Brooks is going to be on. So it's in booking for February already. So it's going to happen in a mighty way. Like I said, being intentional now with our guest. Sherry Shepherd's going to be with us in February. So we're definitely excited about that. Someone already in daytime television. So we get to pick her brain a little bit, whether it looks like it sounds like on our end. The Grammys. I'm heading to the Grammys in February as well. So pray for us as we go
One
forward.
of the years I'll be a tag along, but I don't know.
Me too. I'm available, just to let you know. If you need a little plus 3, we all available. Just saying.
You don't mind. That's
I ain't coming to work. I ain't coming to work. I'm coming to enjoy the show and be a guest.
I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I promise.
Listen, we need to talk about that behind the scenes, because I never knew the ins and outs of how to actually get a ticket or any of that stuff. Like, it's hard.
Yeah,
that stuff is hard. It's
especially
like
doing it independently too.
Right. That stuff is inexpensive. So put that on the docket too. Listen. Yeah. She's so pink. Oh my goodness. So hopefully we'll the goal is to come back winners, nominated to winner.
Yes.
in that realm. So it's already off to a great start. 2020, we're not even in it yet, but 2025 is off to a great start within our platform. Like I said, being more intentional with our guests. We're going to start traveling even more. We're doing more shows. Like I said, heading off to California, be on this woman's show. I'm excited about
Yes.
her
That is
show,
so
and
exciting.
yeah, I know. I'm just like, someone was like, "Because crossed over." I'm like, well, crossed over. They all love you. Yeah, man, black, white,
That is
Latino,
so
everybody. They
exciting.
didn't love it. They just love you. So, but yeah, so I'm just excited about that. It's like, wow, I'm just getting a peek of what 2025 is going to be like, and I know it's going to be even greater because that's what he promised us. Our latter will be greater. So we always have to have an expectation of that too. So, yeah, looks good. Good over here. Even the good, and even when the bad comes, it's still good for us.
That part. That part.
Amen.
Okay, I'm gonna let you take it. Confident, Miss Blaine.
Can you reiterate the question? I just got so wrapped up into what you were saying.
No, you said,
Quickly
what is
brought
that?
it, okay? So yeah. What was
Yeah,
it?
let him go last. We be all up in his stuff, don't we? I be lost too. I be like, I can listen to him talk all day. You gotta go last from now on. We get back on these
But y'all,
channels, we go last.
once we're done here, go watch the show. We everywhere at michaelfinklyshow.com. We go watch the show, child. Go watch the show.
Oh
Okay.
God.
So the question,
Oh, so I said, what is the big thing that you have planned that's going to kick your new year into gear?
rebuilding DJ Blingy. DJ Blingy is going on tour. I was asked to come to Italy in October to do my first international DJ set. And I bought the equipment. I'm getting everything together. Like I said, my whole house is content created. You're going to see me DJing all around this place. You're going to think I've been to 55 studios and I'm in the same 1,700 square feet. Okay. I'm utilizing each and every corner of my home. Okay. The kitchen is confident in the kitchen. Downstairs is the Bling Radio Show, and I'm just making it do what it do. But that's the major thing. Outside of that, a lot of people still are connected to me through my Siobhan by the Ton brand, which is from me being on the TV show Family by the Ton. So I'm more wrapped into like getting into going to do meetings with my, I would say my bariatric and TV family. So it's tour time. Like that's what it is. It's 2025. I'm moving.
That was for Cat, my bad. That's my girl.
I do.
Yeah, 2025. I'm gonna be on the move. I'm balancing in between work, but I will be, doing my thing. And also doing more with my foundation. I am confident in, and I'm kind of meshing all of it in one. So while I'm on tour, I'll be able to do I am confident stuff. I'll be able to do, things with Siobhan by the Ton, do my meet and greet with the people and just, put it all together, making it work. Hi girl.
Take it away, journalist Shay.
All right, let's leave it up to me. We could have left it up to him. I'm just saying, he don't want to know how to do it all perfect. 2025. Let me tell you this. I'm just gonna be going with the flow. I do believe that I'm gonna be doing a lot of groundwork. Okay, that's my number one thing. I want to do a lot of groundwork. I want to network. I want to meet people. I want to rub shoulders with boss independent medias. I want to be an asset to people. I want to be on major platforms. I want to be attending major events. I just want to network. I think 2025, I really want to just make my name bigger than just my local aspect of Akron, Ohio. I want to get it out there a little bit more in the media industry. I want to make sure that my brand Shay Tune take off a little bit more because I was not I was not consistent with it this year because of the break, but like your brand is your child. You gotta take care of it. So I just want to make sure that I'm just putting that out there. I want to make sure any platform I'm connected to, I'm doing beyond work for them. Like I just want to make sure that 2025 I'm making a stamp name for myself with any and everything. Any room I step into, I want to make sure people know who I am when I'm walking out that door. Period. That's 2025. I'm stamping. I'm about to trying to make a stamp on the world. That's what it is.
No.
Yeah.
You're not trying, baby. You doing it. You're making it.
So,
we don't say try, we do. Okay.
We do. So I'm trying to. Yeah, that's my number one thing. 2025. I'm stamping my name. I want everybody to know, even if I am just that Afro girl. Yes, journalist Shay. She do her big one. You should work with her. Do something with her. She's amazing. Put her on the show. I want to be a talk show host too. Put her on the show. Like I'm trying to be the next Oprah in my field as well. So I'm just trying to make sure I do the groundwork. I connect with the right people that get me to the right people, to talk to people, to be in a higher position. But as I'm doing that, I want to make sure that I'm making the right connections, the great relationships. I want to make sure I'm supporting any and everybody I'm connected to, because it's really all about that. Because if I support you, you support me. Because when I reach that level, then I'm going to need your support. So I'm going to make sure I'm supporting each and everybody, no matter what, in 2025 when it comes to this media, because that's really what keeps us motivated. Because I'm going to need some motivation as well. So I just want to make sure I be putting out in the universe what I can give back, basically. Like, I want to make sure I'm putting out there good energy, good vibes. I want to make sure I'm putting out good content. I want to make sure I'm putting out good article work. I want to make sure I'm putting out everything that aligns with God's plan for me. Because any plan I feel like I go with, it's not what God has planned for me. So I'm letting him lead, and I'm just going to follow, because I feel like it's going to be an amazing year for me. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to just go with the flow this year, because this upcoming year is going to be major. I don't know what it is. I'm just thanking them in advance, because I'm about to stamp my name in the game. That's all I got to say for 2025. I just feel like I need to stamp myself out here for surely. Not just somebody with a big afro that's in media, but I want to stamp myself for my work ethics that I already have built in me, and the fire and desire that I have for media, the passion I have for media. I want a lot of major people to look at me and they know that I'm the one that can really get things done too, and they can put me on their team to be a good asset. And we just take it from there. Honestly, I'm just, now that I'm fully in it, I've got full passion with this stuff, and people know my work ethic by all these platforms I'm connected to, because let's be real, you can't just be connected to one and you just support any and everybody. But me being connected to a lot, people see that in me. They know I have that in me. They know I'm going to deliver. So it's like, now let me put that in the hands of a real one that can change my life with this media, honestly, because it's a passion, but I'm trying to make it a great income as well. That's really my main goal. So I'm going to just let God lead on this one. I really don't have like short-term goals or anything when it comes to this. I just want him to lead me, and I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna do my work, and I'm gonna let him do the work, because he's gonna see how much I'm about to do my work in my Bitcoin in 2025, and he gonna reward me for it, and I believe that. So I'm going with that.
Absolutely. 2025 for me looks fucking amazing. Listen.
Yes.
It is. Michael Finkley is like, listen, 2025 is looking amazing for me. It is a year of manifestation. There is so much power behind manifestation, and I've been manifesting a lot of things really for the last decade of me doing media. But anybody who knows me knows I've been doing media for near 25 years. So since I launched UG Digital, which now is, honestly, it's 11 years. I was gonna say it's 10 years ago, but I launched it 11 years ago. So there's so much that I have manifested, and I have really come to learn that, you know, the more you really speak things into existence, as all of us have been saying throughout this entire stream, the more those things actually come into fruition. So there's so much going on. Obviously, UG Digital Media and Publishing, you know, the biggest thing with it right now is the podcast network, because I've been doing so much podcasting and so much content creation. So it's really, really good. Cat Queen and Tiffany have both been on here, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for them. I mean, obviously they are my blood cousin, and we do transcendent culture, but like that show would not be where it is without them having been on that show. And like
I love them. I just have to say that.
And they love
girls.
They love you. They ain't saying shit for this whole stream until they love you.
Them my girls. That might be a girl thing. I don't know. Them my girls. I love them. I do.
I mean, but it's cool being able to do it with them, to be able to do it with family, and to just be able to have fun with it. So there's so much stuff that we have been able to do with that podcast, and you know, again, the network. You know, there's other podcasts as well. Of course, there's this, the Blackprint, which I haven't necessarily done as much with because it's really, you know, kind of still in the beginning stages. But I'm working on building this out. I still have the entertainment plug, which I do every Saturday. So that's going really good. We have Open Letters to a Survivor, and they are streaming their 50th episode tonight at 7 o'clock.
Woo!
So
really
really. They have been on the Michael Finkley. Well, actually, they weren't on the Michael Finkley show. They were on the radio show, on the Jamal Bates Morning show.
Yep.
I mean, but again, having people like Michael Finkley in my corner, who is helping me with my clients and helping me with my stuff that's going on, being an amazing friend. And listen, like there's so much in store for this year. I couldn't even begin to tell you everything. I'm working on a platform kind of similar to The View. Michael Finkley and I have talked about this already. And it's really kind of been in the incubation stage for maybe 3 or 4 months now. And I do have a running title for the show, but I haven't really done much else just because of the holidays and a lot of other stuff going on. But I'm casting and looking for co-hosts to actually host that show. I'm not going to be on there hosting or anything, but I'm basically looking to find 4 to 5 people to do this show. And it's going to be similar to The View, and it'll be a Monday through Friday, and we'll figure out time and marketing.
Well, I'm going to send you my resume when we get off of here. Don't even worry about that.
Oh, we going to, but because that was the other thing is that I already know, because I could see clean into the future for this whole year coming. And I already know that Shay is going to be on the network.
You know I'm on there. I will send you my resume when I get up off here, right to your inbox.
We ain't figured it out yet, but you know, we'll figure out what kind of platforms she's got coming. But you know what? The new year is really just going to be about taking care of me and doing the things that I know I want to do and things that I like. And being able to help other people. And that's, you know, a big thing about this podcast too, or this stream, is to be able to help some other people. So I am really, really grateful to all of you. I'm just going to wrap it up now because I know we got really, really far into this and everybody got to go. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I don't know what else to say. I do want everybody to shout their social media so that people can follow them. But before we do that, I got one last thing that I want to get up here. Today is really a huge day, really, really special. Somebody knows why. And I just really wanted the world to know that today is Shay.
Happy birthday!
And
thank y'all.
So grateful to you for taking out time in your day, on your special day, to do this stream with us.
This is what passion looks like. Y'all film it regardless.
It's helping so many people. It's helping us, and it's helping so many people. And I love you. I appreciate you. I truly respect all 3 of y'all. If y'all want to shout your social media before we get out of here.
I'm Journalist Shay on all platforms. I'm easy to find, and everything on my platform connected to Shay Tune as well, or anybody that I'm connected with. You will see me. I'm the Afro girl. I'm Journalist Shay. You know it's me. That's it.
Okay, and mine is Siobhan by the ton. All my, health related stuff, and it's SHAVONNE by the ton. All media related stuff, all across is Bling Radio Show, and website. Oh, for the I am confident Inc. and it's confident with a K.
Ooh.
Alrighty, so all things Michael Finkley Show everywhere. Michael Finkley Show, or visit our website, michaelfinkleyshow.com.
And on Instagram, I am at Authentically James, and also I am James Grant. Yeah, that's it. And James G. Johnson is on Facebook. So that's it. So listen, everybody who has been tuning in, I know we got quite a few people there in the chat room. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this stream. We had so many more questions, so much more to talk about. But as you can see, these questions, they take up some time, especially when we got 4 of us and we got so much stuff going on and we have so much to add to it. So we are going to do a part 2. We will get that date together. We will make everybody aware, and hopefully you guys can join us for that. And we'll be having other streams as well, roundtable streams as well, with some other amazing people in this industry. But for now, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Got anything to say before we head out?
Happy New Year's, everybody! Let's do this! Let's do this!
I swear to God, I love
Let's
Shay.
have a great New Year! Let's get these blessings aligned and everything. I'm super excited about the upcoming year because it's about to take off. This is the takeover year. Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope you be full of nothing but blessings, goals, driven, ambition. Let's get this, y'all. It's the takeover year. Happy New Year's to everybody.
Yeah, I feel really good about 25 for everybody. It's gonna be a amazing year. Just because it's starting already. We are already in preparation for what it is we about to receive. So it's already a good year.
Mm-hmm.
As I always end my shows, I always say to my Think fam, pursue your dreams.
Yeah.
And I just say, everybody, thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the network. Thank you for supporting my friends here now.
Yes.
You're hearing so much more from all of us. Tiffany, Happy New Year. Thank you. And we are signing out here. So y'all have an amazing day. Happy New Year. And we'll be getting back with you guys very soon for another stream.
Let's get it.